Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to What You Up To Now, day 1534. Documenting the journey, a business journey primarily, but other things as well, as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, back and forth again. Doing a little bit of both these days and dipping my toes in different streams of income because I've got a lot of different streams that I've been involved in throughout the course of my life and my career. Pretty old, been around a long time. So, 49 years now, I have to say. I guess I had another birthday. So 49 years in different businesses and industries, as well as over a quarter century of that simultaneously in corporate America. And then I moved into just my own businesses. And in 2016, following my divorce, I had the opportunity to do what I want to do. And so I decided I was going to come online and check out what that was all about and learn all the different things, go down all the different wrong roads and the right roads as well, as we create online internet-based businesses, which turned out to be perfect timing for the pandemic, right? So many people lost their businesses during the pandemic, primarily because they didn't have other ways of doing things. They didn't have automated ways of doing things. They didn't have other ways to make money besides their job or their business the way they'd always done it, etc. And so we're helping to rebuild all of that. So today I shared a couple of pieces of content. One in the Supersize Your Business Challenge, not Supersize Your Business Challenge, the Supersize Your Business group. I shared an idiom, if the spirit moves you. And we talked about, and I have my little angel fly around with the little kangaroo, because you'd be the kangaroo in that case. I should undo her. To demonstrate, if the spirit moves you, meaning we do things when we want to do them. And talked about the ways to get around that a little bit, because if we only did what we want to do, how much would we really get accomplished? Sometimes we would get things accomplished, but there's sometimes things in our jobs and in our lives we got to do, even if we don't feel like doing them. We got to brush our teeth every day, right? Nobody's going to do it for us. Sometimes we got to do, chores around the house every day, or just maintenance and self-care and things like that. We got to do those things. Nobody's going to do those things for us. But then there's things that we love to do, and we want to set our life up so that we're doing more of those and less of the things that we don't like to do. And of course, this is with respect to building and growing our business. So how do we do that? So I talked about some, examples and things that I've had to do in my life to help motivate myself to do the things that I might not always want to do. I'm going to be honest. I don't always want to do a video every day. There are days I wake up and I'm just like, I've got chronic pain and I'm blind and there's, it's a challenge. So some days it's more challenging than others. But overall, for the most part, no matter how much I don't want to do it when I start out, I always am proud of myself and good and happy that I did it. Even for the videos that are like this one, kind of horrible, I still am glad that I did it because I did what I said I'm going to do. I said I'm going to do a video every day. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do a video every day, whether I feel like it or not. So that's one of the things we talked about as well in the annual challenge today. The BU 365-day challenge is all about doing one thing every day that improves us. And this month, we're focusing on this segment on our spiritual well-being. We're using the life framework, one I learned from Tony Robbins, 4 decades ago. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution. And then in 2021 of April, I added the communication and confidence categories to my goals, my overall goals, in working with a coach in those areas. So I'm like, if I'm getting coached in those areas, then I can share that information with other people. And I think that that would be valuable, more valuable than having to spend, tens of thousands of dollars yourself on coaching. Here's some of the things I'm learning and I can share those. And so I like to do that as well. So we're doing 9 areas in the challenge. And this month is on spiritual. And our topic today was show, don't tell. Our actions speak louder than words. Now, I did cover our actions speak louder than words as an idiom for Supersize Your Business in December of 2020, I believe. It's been a while. So I think I might cover it again tomorrow. Probably could have done it today, but I didn't think about it until this morning when I was getting ready to do my videos. And at that point, I already had today's picked out. And I usually pick out my content the night before, and then I sleep on it, and then I get more ideas in the morning as I'm getting ready, and I jot them down, and that gives me things to talk about in my content. But I like this because if the spirit moves us and our actions speak louder than words, they really definitely go together, at least in my mind. Do what you say you're going to do. If you don't want to do something, don't say you're going to do it. If somebody asks you to volunteer or to speak or to do something or go on a podcast or go on a show, I get asked, I think, almost every day to go on somebody's show. And I'm like, all right, or to to spend 15 minutes with them so they can tell me how they can help me grow my business. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'm booked 60 days out. So if you follow up with me in 60 days, or if you schedule out 60 days and then actually show up for the meeting, I will make time for you and listen to you. But if you can't wait 60 days, then I'm not interested because I'm booked that far out. So I don't do what I used to. I used to do all the time and overcommit and do way more than I was humanly possible. But I learned that that can cause major challenges in our health and in other areas of our life. It can destroy our relationships. It can destroy our health. It can destroy definitely our spirit and our mental well-being and our emotional well-being. And so I've learned through lots of stress to not overcommit and to say no to the things that aren't right for me at the time. It doesn't mean it's no forever. It just means, hey, what you're talking about to me right now, it isn't the right time for me. So, it doesn't mean a month down the road or 6 months down the road it won't be the right thing for me. It's just not the right thing for me right now. It's like the confidence and it's a core program, but it's, confidence and communication skills that are core to every other area and aspect of our life. And since that was something I've been working on in my whole life, but in 2020, as part of the pandemic and doing 30-day challenges to help people get up and go through and keep moving through whatever challenges they were facing and make that automatic with the SOAP framework that I use, it was the right time for me to say yes to that coaching on confidence and communication and NLP and things like that. Had I seen it before several times? Yes, but it wasn't the right time for me. But it was in the back of my mind. So when it was the right time for me, I knew where to search out and what to look for. I think that makes sense. It makes sense to me that anyway, in the way my mind works, and all of our minds work slightly differently, right? So that's the content, and talking about, we got to do things we don't always feel like doing, but we do them anyway if we've committed to them. If we haven't committed to them, no harm, no foul, right? But we need to make sure that our actions are matching the things that we're saying we're going to do. I shared a personal family story about one of my siblings that says they're going to do something all the time and then never actually does it. And I also talked about Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary who was, and I don't know that she says it anymore. I don't watch her, but I remember in the beginning, she would always say, well, let me circle back to that. Whenever a reporter asked her a question she didn't want to answer, let me circle back to that. Well, that meant, shut up, go away, because I'm never going to come back and follow up and answer your question, which it didn't take the press or other people long to figure that out. But that is a huge prime example that many of us have seen in our faces of not doing what you say you're going to do, not following up. One of the fastest ways to be successful and shine in this world is to actually be a person of integrity who does exactly what you say you're going to do. If you commit to something, you actually do it. To over deliver and under promise, because that will set you light years above the rest, because the vast majority of people don't follow up. They don't follow through. They don't do what they say they're going to do. And they can't be counted on to be consistent and persistent. And that those are skills that are in high demand, but rare to find these days. So that's just a quick and easy trick on how to be successful. Just do what you say you're going to do. And shouldn't we do that anyway? Because we can fool other people some of the time. Heck, we can fool some people all the time, but we can never fool ourselves, because we always know if we're falling short of what we want and what we believe is right for us and what we can do in the world. All right, if I can help you in any way, ask. I try to make minutes here and there to help people if they feel like they're stuck in a situation or a problem and they don't know who to ask or who to turn to. I like to be that resource, because I know when I was first building some of my businesses, it would have been so incredible just to have somebody to call and say, or to text message. Now we've got, such cool technology. We've got Voxer, text messaging. We've got email, which since there's over 48,000 emails in my email, I would say that's probably not the way to communicate with me. If you happen to have my email, I might see it months from now. I only go in my email and put it up on my big screen TV if I need and I know something is coming. Otherwise, it doesn't happen very often these days. So email is definitely not the way to communicate with me. All right, but if you have a question, you can direct message me. You can Voxer me if you use Voxer. Pajamagramma is my handle on Voxer. I love that. It's a walkie-talkie app that's been on my phone for, I don't know, probably 5 years now. 5, 6 years I've used it. And it's a great way to communicate with people instantly. It's just like a walkie-talkie. You ask me a question, I push a button and answer. And I like it because I can answer and I just push a button and answer. I don't have to spend a lot of time and energy going into email, checking even text messages. It's easier than that. All right. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.